Click Vodka, the new.
We are back, folks, for our second professional bout of the evening. We have Jacob Bohn taking on Zack Grossman at 145 pounds. Let's have a look at our tail of the tape. We'll look at the tail of the tape here in a second, but I want to say we've only got 3 more fights left in the evening, all professional fights. Very exciting. It's going to be a really great night of fights. Our main events and the event previews are very good. We've got Zack Grossman, 22 years of age, 6 feet tall, 155 pounds, with a professional record of 1 win and 0 losses. He's taking on Jacob Bohn, 26 years of age, 5 feet 9 inches tall, 166 pounds, with a professional record of 2 wins and 1 loss. Let's send it over to our ring announcer, Dan Vogan, to call in the fighters.
From the Bedrock MMA Fight Club, Jacob Bohn. Jacob Bohn to the inspection area, cage side.
It's amazing, I'm the reason everybody fired up this evening. I'm exhausted, barely breathing, holding on to what I believe in. No matter what you never.
You know what? I want to talk about something, Charlie. I am very proud to be a blue-collar worker here in Pittsburgh. You know, in my day job, I'm a carpenter. I get to work, I get around, I pack a lunch.
In a paper bag?
In a paper bag, to be honest with you, yeah. Something that's really great, if I'm ever in an area of the town that has a Primanti Brothers sandwiches, that's right, the Primanti Brothers, I always think it's the greatest thing to stop at a Primanti Brothers than anywhere else, because if I'm on a job site, I can actually get a Primanti Brothers sandwich, and that has a side. It's got coleslaw, it's got French fries, it's got the meat, it's got bread, it's loaded with protein, everything I need for a really great meal, and I can eat it with one hand while I'm hammering a nail in with my other hand. You know, maybe I'm using a hammer drill, I'm getting some concrete drilled out with one hand, and I'm eating a delicious roast beef cheddar with an egg on it, double meat, French fries. You got the tomato. You know what I'm saying?
You're making me hungry, Grant.
I'm always hungry. I mean, especially whenever we're talking about Primanti Brothers.
But how could one fulfill this desire right now?
Well, I tell you what, there's a Primanti Brothers in Harmerville that's actually streaming this fight live right now, and also important to talk about, Primanti Brothers, they got the beer, all right? Right now, Primanti Brothers is having specials on Coors Light and Molson Canadian. I can't think of any reason not to go to Primanti Brothers right now, except for the fact that I'm sitting right here, right now, doing this.
That answered my question, I suppose, Grant. Why are we sitting here, and why aren't we at Primanti Brothers?
I can tell you what I'm doing as soon as I get out of here, and this is no joke. I'm hitting up Primanti Brothers, man.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan. Stan, Zack Grossman, Jacob Bohn. Jacob Bohn, blue corner, got the blue tape on his gloves, making his way to the cage.
Now from the red corner, he fights for Henzo Gracie, Philadelphia, Zack Grossman, cage side.
Jacob Bohn's no joke, 11-1 as an AMI. His only loss was a split decision as an AMI. He lost his pro debut, maybe a little jitters there, I'm not sure, but he won his next 2 fights. He's going up against this kid right here who I really do like, Zack Grossman, Henzo Gracie student. He's relocated Henzo Gracie Academy. So now he's actually fighting at a Henzo Gracie Philly, which I think is a big step up for his game now, Grant.
Oh, absolutely. Henzo Gracie Philly, I mean, I can't say for sure, but I do know that the true Henzo Gracie Academy is based out of New Jersey. That's where Henzo Gracie is. It's where he lives. That's where he trains. And I would have to imagine the proximity to that school would have to be a little bit better. And that's not to say anything about Henzo Gracie Pittsburgh. That's a fantastic school.
No, it's a sister school, and they still all get along. There's no rivalry. They help each other out. Daniel Gracie is actually out of Philly with the Henzo Gracie Academy. So they have a high-level trainer there, direct Gracie lineage.
Yep.
And not only that, there's several UFC fighters. Actually, the former trainer at Shootabox is actually now at Henzo Gracie Philly.
Oh, is that right? Do you know the name of the trainer you're referring to?
It is in Portuguese. I believe it, Fernando, is it?
Fernando. I believe it's Fernando.
Yeah, I forget the exact name. We talked about it a little bit earlier, so I don't want to give anyone miscredit on that, but definitely out of Philly.
I gotta say, if Zack Grossman decided today that he didn't want to fight anymore, that dude could go be a model. Look at his abs, man. They look like they were drawn by a art school grad student or something.
takedown. You know what's a very interesting fact on this also? I was talking to Grossman earlier. He's 145, and he's really lean.
He's enormous for
Contest
145.
is in the Gladiators of the Cage professional featherweight division, calling for 3 5-minute rounds. First fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 146 pounds. He stands 6 feet tall, 26 years of age, with a professional record of 2 wins, 1 loss. He fights for Bedrock MMA from Watertown, New York, Jacob the Jaguar Bohn. And his opponent, he weighed in also at 146 pounds, also stands 6 feet, and is also 26 years of age. His professional record is 1-0. He fights for Henzo Gracie, Philadelphia. From Warwick, New York, Zack Grossman. Your referee, Chip Snyder.
This is one of the fights I'm really looking forward to tonight, Grant.
Oh, absolutely. Zack Grossman has just been
Okay, gentlemen, here we go.
a
Sir,
fighter
you
that
ready?
popped on the
Sir,
scene as a
you
professional.
ready? Let's
He's
bang,
made big
come on.
waves. I mean, he's really working his way up.
He's looking very hard to beat. Now this move, I think that's only going to make him a better, more well-rounded fighter.
Throwing heavy leather right off the jump is Grossman. Bohn immediately looked for the takedown.
This is where you do not want to let Grossman work that choke. He's very, very good at working that choke. That guillotine is one of his bread and butters.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of jockeying for position right now. Grossman's back is against the fence.
Making it look easy, though, stuffing this takedown.
Yeah, he's so tall. I mean, and his back is against he was against the padded part of the fence, which is a little more stiff, a little easier to ride up with your back.
He's working the knees very well. There's that shoot the box showing. Always a camp known for their brutal knees and elbows. And this is a pro fight, Grant, so they are legal.
They are legal, and I wholeheartedly expect to see some here in a few seconds. Nice head kick thrown by Bohn.
Each time I see Zack Grossman, he seems so much more relaxed and so much more confident. No, oh, look at this choke. This is what he's really good at. Good job by Jacob to get out of that.
Yeah, very good job. Grossman's got such long arms. He's so lean and strong. It was only a matter of time until he was able to pull that.
Good job using that forearm to get Jacob's head low. He wants to follow that up. Grossman wants to follow that up with a knee. Instead, now he elects to get the underhook. It looks like he's going to try to circle to his left and put Bohn up against the cage, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Bohn's really pressing in hard.
Again, this is just...
There's that knee. Good job of riding and taking it down. We're going to see here what's going to happen. High-level grappler Grossman. Both of these guys very experienced.
Grossman easily taking the back, and he's trapping in the right arm of Bohn.
Oh, wow, this is a really tight choke. Good job of Bohn to get out of that. He didn't want to stay there. It wasn't going to be necessarily a blood choke, but it was right across the jaw. Painful choke. Here's the ground and pound we talked about in the pro level.
Let's see some elbows in the near future.
Look how long Grossman's leg is to get way under and get that hook inside the legs of Bohn. Jacob's doing a good job trying to get hand control. Grossman is all over him right now. Body triangle, and that is terrible when someone gets that body triangle. Grant, have you been there before?
I've been there. It's, you know, whenever somebody has a tight body triangle from the back like that, the other thing that you aren't thinking about is, yeah, of course they're trying to choke you. Of course they're trying to hit you. But every breath you exhale, it's harder to get another breath back in when they're squeezing your abdominal muscles like that.
Great job from Jacob to get out of that. Very impressive to get out of that. It's very difficult for somebody as long. Great pass.
I noticed Grossman, this has nothing to do with what's happening right now, but Grossman did a couple of hammer fists to the bicep of Jake Bohn. Am I saying Bohn or Bohn?
It's Bohn, I believe. Yeah.
All right, I don't want to offend anybody. I'm sorry, Jake Bohn. I like watching you fight, bro.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job here. Very, very similar style of fight between both of these guys. Really a chess match here for positioning.
Wow, very, very clever. I love how he reached back for the whizzer and then just got a little toss off of it.
Yeah.
It wasn't super effective, but it was just enough of a scramble for him to reset. And Grossman's looking for the tie clinch.
Yeah. Bohn doing a really good job responding to everything Grossman's doing. Grossman gets really close with a really heavy throw or a very good submission attempt, and then Bohn right at the end seems to just get out in the nick of time so it's not a really bad situation. Those short elbows are a way to cut you open. Now, Bohn now really doing the same thing, looking for the whizzer, and he gets Grossman over. Good job. They're really mirroring each other. This is a really great match. Two similar styles here, Grant.
Similar styles, similar body types, similar builds. I think Grossman's a bit taller, but they're really using a lot of the same techniques as well.
They really are, and this is round one. These guys are really pouring a lot of energy out, and once again, this is a 5-minute round at the professional level. So if this goes the whole distance, that's 15 minutes. This is a hard pace. A lot of people don't say, well, they're not punching, they're not doing this. But this kind of grappling is very exhausting, Grant.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 18 seconds left in this first round, and both of those guys have done as much fighting as anyone had done in any of the amateur fights leading up to this. Sans Dalton Brady and Jason Alexander, but they're really putting in a lot of work. We've had 3 takedowns, ground and pound, elbows, sub attempts, and they both look fresh. I mean, they look good.
Wow, really good round. I'm watching this as a commentator. Man, on a judging side, that was back and forth. A lot of changes in positioning and a lot of changes as far as who's on top, who's on the bottom. That's really going to be a tough one there.
I don't know who I would give that one to. That's a very difficult one. If I were a judge right now, I would just be hoping that there's a finish, so I don't have to tell anybody how I scored that round.
Ooh,
Yeah.
about ran you over there, sweetheart. Sorry about that.
Now, interesting, it looks like, is Bohn holding, he's got that ice pack look like holding around his abdomen. I'll tell you, when you do a lot of those throws and those whizzers, you really extend a lot of your abdominal muscles and you expose a lot of your body there. It's easy to separate your rib cage, tear a muscle there.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Very common injury in grappling.
I mean, that's also why wrestlers have those tremendous abdominal muscles too, is from drilling that kind of stuff all the time. It's just a constant workout on your midsection.
Precisely.
You know how I said that, on your midsection.
It was well spoken, Grant.
Look at that.
Sorry, I just can't look at the abs.
Okay, here we go. Round 2. You ready? You ready? Come on, let's bang.
Ding, ding. Round 2. Oh, looked like Jake Bohn is about to step in with something hard. Oh, man.
Good shot. I like him setting it off of double pumping the jab, then throwing the big overhand right. And you're starting to notice things here on the professional level, how they set everything up. The punches are set up. The takedowns are set up a lot more effectively.
Get your head out of the cage, Blue.
I mean, Bohn just the way that they're able to counter, stop,
Get him
try
out
to
of
do
there.
things. Bohn just went for a head and arm toss and immediately was stopped by Grossman.
Get that hand out of that
See,
cage,
Chip
Blue.
Snyder keeps stopping Bohn from grabbing the fence also.
It's so easy to grab the fence without even trying. You post your hand on it, and it's a linked surface, so your fingers automatically go through it.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's almost like a preternatural thing. If you're falling to the ground and you really need to move in one direction, you grab it without even thinking about it.
Right. Good separation, nice over the top elbow by Bohn.
I mean, these guys are just, right now, they're displaying among the highest form of mixed martial arts that can be shown.
And this
Both
is
guys.
grueling. And you notice, why is Bohn turning his head towards the center of the cage? He's doing it so he doesn't get kneed in the face by Grossman.
Yep. I mean, they're both making really solid attempts at takedowns, really solid attempts at strikes, but both of them are so good, it's just not happening.
Oh, good takedown. Bohn really swung it around, and he's in a good position here. He's in full side control. It looks like Grossman's going to use the fence and push off to try to scramble out, and he does. Very good job of utilizing cage control. But Bohn, look how quick he spins around, takes the back, and he's got the hooks in.
Oh, boy.
This is going to get interesting. Grossman's training with some high-level grapplers at Renzo Gracie, Philly. I mean, you're talking Daniel Gracie's out there on a regular basis, an elite grappler, a world champion Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu competitor. I'd be very, very surprised if he gets submitted.
Anything can happen with a couple of shots thrown in to soften someone up, or maybe if he's distracted with one arm and can't block the choke. But you are correct. He is out and he's on top. I hope I didn't speak too soon, but he's darn close to it.
Every time you think Bohn's dead to rights, look at that. He scrambles and gets up. Great job.
Jeez.
It's just a chess match. These guys are thinking a move ahead, and as one man tries to execute, the other man's already trying to execute the escape.
It's like you want there to be fireworks, but every time one firework goes off, another one goes off in the exact opposite direction and cancels the first firework out, so then there's no fireworks. Okay, Chuck?
Yeah.
There's none.
Well, you're really reading my mind. It seems like sometimes the amateur fighters are going to be a little bit more exciting. The fights seem to be a little more exciting, but they're a little more reckless a lot of times. This is high-level stuff that takes years and years and years of training to get to this level. And what they're doing is extremely impressive to somebody who's trained a lot.
Absolutely. It's like a fine wine. You know, there's so many subtleties right now that you can appreciate, but you have to know something about it. You have to have been studying the sport for long enough to see all of the crazy intricacies that are happening right now.
Right. Super technical. Now Bohn's looking for a choke here. He's trying to clasp, but look how Grossman, see how he puts his left arm through and blocks that choke. He's actually blocking that choke because he was able to get his left arm through.
Oh.
Bohn's still going for it. He's got the arm in. This is called an arm in guillotine choke. Grossman's really in there tight. I still say it's going to be very hard to submit Grossman. He's remaining very calm, and the big thing is he's got Bohn's back up against the cage so he can't overextend. Bohn's actually using that position to try to get up, I think. This could be interesting.
Well, Grossman's out, and he's on top. He's, grinding some elbow points into the nose of Bohn.
Good shots.
Oh, I love that little double tap elbow he's throwing. He's done that twice now.
It's a good way to open up the cut on your opponent. Nice slam, and right into side control. Take note.
Something happened to Bohn. I saw him wince.
That was a hard slam, and you know what? Now look at this. He's going for a Darce choke. Look at this, Grant. He's trying to set up a Darce choke here. He's going to try to push him and roll him to his back. This is actually really tight. This is a really tight submission. He's got to be very careful. You were talking about the high-level grappling of Zack Grossman. No, it's out.
It's out. But to even be able to attempt that after a slam like that, that's a very, very high-level jiu-jitsu.
Now look at this. He's going back to that guillotine choke, but once again, Grossman's got to pass. He's got to get around that leg, so he's either going to go to left or right. 10 seconds when they're around, Grant.
That's right, yeah. Grossman will be able to pass to the left side of, to the right-hand side of Bohn.
Stop!
Another razor-close round. How do you score that?
To be honest with you, I haven't scored either of the rounds in my head. I don't want to have that on my conscience. This is going to be a very close fight. I'd love to see a finish coming in this third round because no matter what's going to happen with this decision with the judges, someone's going to have something to say about it.
Right. Yeah, I'm really watching this as a fan and absorbing what I'm seeing, and I'm glad I don't have to sit there and try to pick this fight apart by who's winning and who's losing because there's such high-level technical skill going on. This is really, truly a professional fight at a high level.
Right, absolutely. And, if we are sitting here right now commentating and we're both saying, hey, I wouldn't want to have to score the fight because it's going to be close and it's going to be tough. They, as the fighters in their corners, should be telling them the same thing right now. Yeah. They should be saying, look, this is really close. You need to do something in this third round. And it's not to say they haven't been doing everything that they could. They've been going hard. They're doing very, very...
You got to go for broke. You got to take the risk to find the reward. You don't want to... If you're going to lose. Don't lose on a decision.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, last round, you ready? Last round, you ready? Let's finish it. Come on.
I would say win or lose. It doesn't matter. You're still a great fighter.
And here they come. And here they come. And Grossman's corner obviously told him that. Look at him going in for that wicked choke he has. Bohn's definitely studied up Grossman and knows what he was looking for. Here's that whizzer sweep again. Now look at Bohn switching. Oh, hard on the collarbone. We saw already somebody get their collarbone possibly dislocated or broken on that.
Yeah, this fight is playing out like an action movie choreographed fight scene or something. The way he went for that toss, got reversed into his own other toss.
It's like in a way these guys are fighting their shadow. I mean, it's really interesting. And the crazy thing about this, Bohn's this is only his fourth professional fight. And this is only Grossman's second professional fight.
Yeah, well, I wish I had the stats in front of me right now, but I know Grossman did not have as long and lurid of an amateur career as you might think as well.
Yeah.
I mean, he was very good. He went quickly into the professional ranks.
Yeah. Bohn had a very long amateur career. 12 fights. But look at that. He kind of took him down on himself. Grossman stuffed that in a way that was very odd.
Well, Grossman hooked his leg.
I see. Yeah, he
very clever.
Good eye, Grant. Good eye. He did get that.
It's almost a good thing that Bohn didn't go for a full suplex. He could have jammed his own neck.
Look. As this may seem like they're doing nothing, high move. Look how Grossman has his right elbow tucked. It wasn't allowing Bohn to get that hook in. See, look at Grossman's elbow. See how he's holding that leg and keeping that leg. Good job. Not letting him get back control by getting both legs wrapped around his waist.
Another shot by Bohn. Did not want to stand and trade.
There's that crazy choke. Boy, is that tight. Boy, is that tight. Oh, this is deep. This is really deep.
He might have that.
This is really tight right here, Grant.
Oh, it's out. Oh. Is it out?
Yeah, the hands are free. Man, Bohn, a wizard getting out of those submissions. Man, look at the pace they're still keeping in round 3.
Just under 3 minutes left in this third round.
You think these guys are conditioned? Oh,
jeez.
Grossman's going back to that. Oh, there that is. That crazy
again.
ninja choke, and doing exactly what he needs to do. He bails out to his back, but you give up that side control to get out of that choke. But it's a last-ditch effort. Grossman maybe not even certain he's going to get that choke. He at least made him lose his position by having to escape that choke.
Very good job pinning the leg as Grossman.
He clasps his hands around the body of Bohn. It's allowing him to push him up against that cage and keep body control. Bohn doing a really good job posting his hand, getting to a knee. Now he's got to stand up. Boy, he's carrying all the way to Grossman to do that. And you can see the fatigue starting to set in the face.
Big slam by Grossman once again.
And that's a point score, Grant. If you are a judge right now, you're looking to see those slams. That's making a big thud. There's really nothing happening here. He's not following up with any punches, but it was a takedown, and takedowns are points. Look at this nice escape. This is a great escape. He used this a lot. He gets under the leg. It's a modified, really nice move, and he's going to take the back off of this. I look for Grossman to roll through here on this.
I mean, neither of these guys appear to be tired enough to give up a simple submission. Both of them seem to have their wits about them, and both of them seem to have enough energy to fight off any not well planned out submission attempt.
Yeah. And great control here.
Man, like I don't know. I don't know if this is going to happen. I don't know if he's going to be able to get a rear naked choke right now.
Oh, wow, look at this.
He's
getting close. It's so difficult to get that choke with gloves, especially with the guy pressing his back up against you. Now we're going to see some ground and pound. You can see the hands are getting weary, but man, he's still throwing them. Man, if anyone's ever wrestled, if anyone's ever grappled, these guys are really working at really grinding pace. And you know, I don't think there's two heavyweights in the world that could keep this pace in what they're doing. I mean, this is just a grind.
Maybe Cain Velasquez.
Yeah.
Maybe C-level Cain.
Yeah. I mean, no, it's not that barn burner of punches that probably a lot of fans like to see, but
it's almost as exciting as the fight itself to me is going to be how the judges decide to score this fight.
Both guys raising their hands, I mean, and both should. Neither one of these guys have no way to be ashamed about that fight. What a performance by both guys.
Thanks, sir.
That's a fight that I like to see. It may not, like I said, seem as flashy, but high-level stuff. And if you've ever trained your computer, once again, you can really recognize that.
Yeah, I don't believe in participation awards, but I think both of these guys should get a participation award, Chuck. I think that fight they just fought was a work of art. It was really something to be proud of. I'm like I said, I don't want to hear what I don't want to be one of the judges. I'm excited to see what they're going to say.
And look, he's still fresh. He's still jumping around. He's saying, "Hey, give me a couple more rounds." And you know
if
what?
If you had to pick right now, who would you say? I'm going to tilt the hat to Bohn.
Man, that's tough. We're going to take a replay, and maybe this will give us a little better insight. I don't know, Grant. I really tried not to score this, but Grossman was very, very good in the early rounds at dominating positions, and Bohn had to keep escaping, and I think that's what's going to hurt Bohn.
Yeah, you're. I don't know. I don't even know why I said who I thought possibly.
It's tough, you know. But in the third round, seeing Bohn really come on strong and was able to dominate that third round towards the end a little bit more. But I think Grossman had a lot closer submission attempts, and he made Bohn lose positioning a lot more. So.
Yeah, I mean, Grossman was on top a lot, constantly attempting. Both of them were on top and on bottom, and both of them were constantly attempting submissions. Both of them were constantly attempting takedowns, stuffing takedowns, stopping takedowns, reversing takedowns.
And this is when I would like to see the criteria of judges, even doing that job.
I mean, I don't
having
know.
to have competed, you know, and trained, because you can't, I can't judge tennis.
No,
because I can watch tennis from a view, but I'm not a professional.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to judge a fight like that because neither guy was a loser in my book. They come out fought. They put on a tremendous performance. I'm anxious to see who wins.
Let's hear the official decision.
Judge Pushka scores it 29-28. Judge Long scores it 29-28. And Judge Lapsovic scores it 29-28 for your winner by unanimous decision, fighting out of the blue corner, Jacob the Jaguar Bohn! Mackenzie.
Good fight, buddy.
Congratulations. Did this fight go as planned? Did this fight go as planned?
Oh, no, not at all. I mean, I knew his jiu-jitsu was going to be awesome, and I was really trying to practice my striking a lot more and obviously work on my jiu-jitsu too, but he had a lot more than I underestimated a little bit. Not really, but I kind of did.
So do you have anybody you want to thank for tonight?
I really want to thank my buddy Mike Rigg. He's helped me out a lot. My buddy John Farrar, the second, trained at Bedrock Jiu-Jitsu, awesome, 99-1 Jiu-Jitsu, Stockade, my family, my friends, but definitely these two guys really helped me out the whole time, and it's made my MMA go way up. Got a lot to work on, though, obviously.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you, Mackenzie. Let's give it up for our winner, Jacob Bohn.
Well, there you have it. Jake Bohn taking the W. Very, very close fight. Like I said, I wouldn't want to have the job of one of the judges. I easily could have seen that fight going either way.
And there's no loser in that fight to me. I mean, Gladiators the Cage once again putting on a great show, a great fight, and proud to have both of these guys fighting on the card. My hat's off to both of them.
Absolutely. Coming up next, we've got a 155-pound fight between Tony Dobadanza and Eric Bledsoe. But first, a word from our sponsors.
What makes the original Pink House different from everybody else is the fresh ingredients. It's all made from scratch. We actually have 13 different types of pancakes. The pancakes are light and airy. The reason why they're light and airy is in our buttermilk batter, we actually have a sour starter we ferment for 3 days, and we add one ingredient at a time: corn flour, peanut oil, sugar, baking powder. With our sour starter and a little bit of yeast, and you can taste the difference. Our syrups are